Hello, this is Dreadwing 2029 here in the flesh once again, and this time I want to rank all the Transformers movie from the animated movies to all the live action movies. Let's do this. And also, I'm including Predacons Rising is there the icon as Transformers Beast Hunters, even though it's called Predacons Rising. So let's start with the Transformers first movie, or at least what everybody considers Transformers the 86 movie, or the Transformers the movie. Different titles, but I really enjoyed this movie. Like, I haven't, grown up watching the original animated series, nor the animated movie when it first came out, so unfortunately, I wish that was my childhood, but it's not my childhood. But Transformers has been part of my childhood, so I still consider it one of my favorites. And when I finally did see this movie, I really quite enjoyed it. Kind of a little bit bloodbath-y, Energon bathy, a little bit for an animated movie, but that's okay. But it did introduce new things to the mythos and the Transformers franchise. They introduced Hot Rod, Rodimus Prime, Ultra Magnus, RC, Cup, Blur, and Springer, Galvatron, Scourge, Cyclonus, and of course Unicron. Definitely the music is spot on, the animation style is well done. A bit of a problem, some problems I have with it, like Spike just randomly swearing and going, oh shit, what are we gonna do now? And some obscure, animation error, but I know that it's in the Generation 1 show, but this is the movie, so they're kind of hidden if you're really paying attention, like, Sludge's eyes going like out like here. That's hilarious when Devastator smashes Sludge, his eyes go up like that. That's funny. But still one of my favorites. I don't know if I really consider it S rank though. I probably could put it in S rank, but at the same time I also could put it in A rank. I'm gonna put it in A rank for now. It might change, it might not, who knows, but okay, now we're going on to the first of the Bayformers, the Transformers first movie, the 2007 movie. This one is still hold it dear to my heart. I have watched the first movie when I was in cinemas, and young me was like, whoa, that's awesome, like, wow, transforming robots. And definitely a cool introduction to the Bayformers, but also a introduction and bringing in the Allspark into the Transformers franchise that's been a part of Transformers Animated and Transformers Cyberverse. Even TF Prime has the Allspark as well, so good introduction to the Allspark, a device that creates life and gave Cybertron life to the planet and created the Transformers, basically, until it gets retconned in the fourth movie, which was annoying, but anyway. Some of the dialogue in this movie, it went over my head the first viewing, but then after watching it recently, I find the dialogue kind of unintentionally hilarious, which I'm pretty sure that was what was Bay going for. I don't know if he was or not, but it's kind of like you're trying to be funny when you're not funny, and yet the dialogue is funny. Kind of funny. Well, funny. But anyway, my only two gripes I have with it, I said this when I was still Dreadwing 2020, was Megatron. I wish there was more scenes and screen time with Megatron, and also more screen time with the Autobots. That's what is really holding this film back, but aside from that, I reckon this is A+ material, at least in my eyes. So, moving on. Next we have is Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. I was really hyped for the sequel when it was, first showing trailers and that, and when I saw the movie, I was a little bit let down, but still found it, really entertaining, but not as quite as the trailers were making it out, which was going to be more dark, like the Decepticons were coming back for revenge, and, this is Megatron's revenge, but no, it's about, Megatronus Prime, the Fallen. It's still not as, dark as I wanted it, but at least, it lives up to the title. I mean, the Fallen's kind of getting revenge against his, brothers, the other Primes, and as well as Optimus. And I really think that this movie, after the forest fight, this is where Prime kind of goes from your first movie Prime to, I want to rip off your face and put it as a trophy, psycho Optimus Prime. I mean, he's been through war a long time. He lost his planet. He lost his Autobot allies. And no wonder why he snaps. He can't really go half and half. He has to go all out on his enemies all the time. The last time he did it, he lost to Megatron and died. And he left the fate of humanity, in the hands of the rest of the Autobots and the humans, which severely outmatched in the final Battle of Egypt, which the Decepticons could have easily won the Battle of Egypt with tactics and using their numbers, but that's just me. Definitely a lot of not really good humor. I'm gonna say that honestly. Like the humor's like just most of it's just not funny, especially from Skids and Mudflap, and especially from the Sam's college roommate, which I really like that character. He's just more of a a sheltered coward rather than a contributing human character, to me at least. But oh no, I think Revenge of the Fallen isn't as good as the first movie, but still entertaining. It's still not the absolute worst movie. I'm calling it not the absolute worst movie. I've seen worse movies, so I'm going to put it in B rank for now. So next we have is Transformers Dark of the Moon. I have to say this and the first movie are probably instantly my favorites. At least with Dark of the Moon, at least. Dark of the Moon still has problems, same with the first movie and the 86 movie, but still doesn't make it a bad movie. It just means, at least movies, in my eyes, at least has at least one or two faults, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily bad. It's just, not every movie's also, perfect. They might have little faults, but they're still, still entertaining to watch, fun, and also great writing. And that's kind of what I think about Dark of the Moon. The writing, I think like a lot can be avoided. Like, I feel like a lot of scenes could be cut out, like Sam finding a job. Like, we don't really need that montage, either already having a job or at, the interview that lands him that job that, Laserbeak comes in and absolutely destroys in the end. So, kind of a waste. But, at least it gets the plot going. And also some weird humor bits. Like, it has less weird humor bits than Revenge of the Fallen, but the weird part is with Deep Wang, where he takes a bit of paper out of his, out of his crotch region and gives it to Sam and wipes him, like, puts it right there on his nose. What the hell? But still, I still favor this over Revenge of the Fallen. I wish Megatron participated more in the final battle, but, this is much more of a weaker Megatron. And then actually, I want to see the original ending for this movie, because originally Megatron proposes a truce to Prime accepts it, and they both take down Sentinel Prime. And they changed it to Prime decapitating Megatron. I want to know why they changed it. I think it's because of leaks. I'm not quite sure, but I'm interested in the original ending, and I'm going to put this at A rank next to the first movie and the 86 movie. Kind of got the 3 A's and 1 B. That might change. Next up we have is Transformers Age of Extinction. I like it, but there's some stuff I don't like. It has one of the most unnecessary scenes in the entire movie, which does not make sense, does not clash with the other parts of the movie, and it's just pointless. It's the bit where Shane gives a valid reason to Cade for with a book, which is like, I think it's I have no idea, like Christianity or stuff, and gives a valid reason to Cade so he can date Tessa, which she's a minor, she's 16, and gives him a valid reason to date her. Like, why is that needed? Is it one of the crew members who was a part of the movie who really wanted Michael Bay to include this in his movie? What, for just being in it? Or was it a weird request from one of the main cast to include it? I'm unsure, but that scene not make any sense, needs to be cut out, does not fit. It's pointless. Some other scenes are pointless in the movie, but that scene makes zero sense. But yeah, I kind of like the CGI of this one. I like the the human. I feel like the human characters had so much potential, particularly Cade, since he's less of a screamy Sam Wiki Bumblebee. He's less like that. Like, it's pretty cool, and mainly because I like Mark Wahlberg as an actor. I really think he brings a lot of potential. Like, he definitely acts a lot better than what he does in The Happening, which is, what? No! Talking to a plastic plant! Like, that. He performs a lot better than that. And also, some of the transformations... Like, Optimus Prime is a good transformation in the beginning, but the KSI drone transformation looks kind of weird with all the Lego bits flying in the air and then forming into a robot or a vehicle. It's kind of strange. And also these KSI professors, how they're not able to somehow know that they're smart enough to build, robots that can turn into vehicles, but not able to find out a tiny little bug that's somehow preventing them from making their version of Optimus Prime instead of making their version of Megatron, which is Galvatron. And also Megatron just kind of sticks to the human name that he's been given to, which is hilarious when you think about it. But, and also Crosshairs, Hound, and Drift. Drift has a little bit of transformation, but Crosshairs and Hound do not even transform in the entire movie. They transform in The Last Night, but they don't transform in all of this movie, which is kind of weird. So, all in all, I do like Lockdown, but I don't think he's voiced his character, but I don't think he will be enough to save Age of Extinction from going into C rank. Next up is Transformers Predacons Rising. This is the movie-length direct-to-DVD part of Transformers Prime. The series ended and they added a spin-off direct-to-DVD movie-length movie as a kind of kick-off or final hurrah for Transformers Prime. I have to say, this is really, really cool, and I like how it takes place on Cybertron. I still wish we kind of get to see the human characters, like Miko, Jack, and Raphael, and also Agent Fallow, how they're going. But especially since this is like the last time we'll be seeing them. But anyway, it's kind of nice. And they finally do add 2 new Predacons to the mix, which was supposed to be promised in one of the season 3 episodes, but it was used as a ruse for the Decepticons to basically betray Predaking and make him enrage and attack the Autobots, but this actually goes against the Decepticons later. That'll be a discussion for another time, but still really like the movie. The Predacons Rising part, I thought we're gonna have more Predacons like that episode, but it just ends up being a bunch of Terracon, Predacon Energon bone zombies that want to destroy Cybertron at the core. Like, God, why? I do like the Megatron's new form. I wish we got a toy for that, which I'm still waiting. Hasbro, you know, I have to wait till Legacy, but anyway. And also it reintroduces the Allspark, which again, in what I said earlier, only this time it seems like a capsule of some sort of new liquid cube that somehow is supposed to bring back Cybertron. Okay. Radio. And also Starscream's, final demise on the throne, which in Robots in Disguise they retconned it for given valid reason to bring Starscream back in that show, which I'm kind of annoyed about, which that was a fitting end to Starscream, but anyway, it doesn't really ruin the movie, but at the same time, it's kind of cheap, especially if you did watch Robots in Disguise, so where do I want to put this? I'm probably thinking B rank. B or A rank. I'm probably going to put it in B rank, but it's great, but it's not great, but it's not the worst. But what is going to be the worst is Transformers: The Last Knight. I've only watched it again on Netflix, which was only the second time I actually saw the movie, like, at all. The only time I watched it was in cinemas, and I left the movie theater and I was like, what the hell did I just watch? I watched something that was on speed, and that's what this movie was like. Especially at the beginning, it was like on speed. It was like, we gotta get our plot, characters, details straight away, right now. Quick, we gotta move, quick. Like, it was so fast, and then it gets to midway, the point where it stops and, exposition dumps, and then the plot kind of gets, going a lot more, like, near the end of the movie. Like, it's just annoying, especially rewatching it the second time. It felt like that. Like, it did not change after watching it in cinemas. Really like Megatron's design, but without the mask, he looks like a little bit like Ultron. You're kind of copying Ultron there, and also Megatron's crew. they get killed off like that, which they can do all this introduction, and then just like Onslaught gets decapitated and gets called a fathead by Drift. Also, the Dinobots, have mini Dinobots now, but, Grimlock and Slug just kind of were there and just disappeared from the entire movie. Like, where'd you guys go? We could have used you in the final battle. You just disappeared. God. And also Isabel's trailer, like, I'm tough like a girl, I fight like a girl, but then she does this one fight, and that's it. And basically, she's kind of the polar opposites of what that trailer was promoting. But hey, it's nice to have Agent Lennox and Wheelie back, right? Not really worth it. So Anthony Hopkins was okay, and Hot Rod was okay as well, even though he's French for some reason. But the main big advertisement, the Prime vs Bumblebee fight was okay until it was a major disappointment where Bumblebee's voice just came back. Like, what the heck? Especially when you establish, they're trying to get Bumblebee's voice back with a module in his mouth, and suddenly his voice just came back. What the heck? Like, I am Martha. I'm Bumblebee, your greatest friend, and something that just snaps Prime out of his hypnosis, Nemesis Prime stuff. Which the red mark on his face apparently is Dark Energon. Can you believe that? How unexplained that is? I mean, the CGI looks cool, and some of the parts with the planet and some of the cinematography bits at the beginning of the movie with the battle in during the Knights of the Round, the medieval times, that was spectacular. Aside from that, just no. I'm glad I, didn't watch it again for a while, so this is going to be D rank for me. And now, for the Bumblebee movie, I have to say, like, I want to really watch this, multiple times. I'm kind of ashamed that I've only watched this once, and it's not because I hate the movie, but the impact of it just stuck with me. That watching it a second time would just, kind of corrupt that. But I still really enjoyed the movie. Definitely the highlight and one of my favorite scenes, and everybody can agree on me with this is the Cybertron battle scene is so accurate. It also reminds me a little bit of the War for Cybertron game. It's like, wow, that is an accurate description of the War for Cybertron. When Soundwave, Shockwave, it's like, it's so well done. The CGI is so crisp, and you can make out what the hell's going on in each fight. And also, they don't have, fights every minute. They have like a more time for character development and less, but the less, gives us more impactful fights that, you can make out what is going on, and you can, root for Bumblebee to overcome those fights. That's incredible. I mean, Dropkick and Shadow definitely live up to Decepticon names, being very deceptive, but also kind of stupid as well. But that's just a character that kind of fits in. And same with Blitzwing. I love the Blitzwing fight, but damn, Blitzwing goes down like so quickly because of his ignorance, which is funny. And Haley Steinfeld is like her character is probably one of my favorite human characters, mainly because she's not yelling like Sam, or not really big muscle beefy shooty guns like Mark Wahlberg. She's kind of in between, but I do like the history of a character, like how she's had a father that recently passed away and can't really move on, and then she finds Bumblebee, and it's kind of like the story is kind of a little bit exactly like the Iron Giant that people mostly compare to, but it still kind of works for Transformers and for Bumblebee as well. The only problem I really have is that I wish this movie got a lot more attention and money, mainly because this released same time as Aquaman, and Aquaman, of course, being DC, outpaced it, and was number one on the box office, and leaving the Bumblebee movie in the dust a little bit, or the water. But again, if Aquaman didn't come out or released in the date, away from Aquaman, this movie would have done so much well, and that's why I'm going to put this into S rank. This is our first S rank, so hope you guys enjoy my absolute rambling on Transformers movies. I kind of want to make this video and get it out mainly before Rise of the Beast comes out this month, and I'm preparing something very special for my 100th video. Like, this is going to be video 99, this next video is going to be 100, which I'm preparing something special for my kind of reforge, something. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. And anyway, I'll see you guys next time. This has been Dreadwing 2029. Next up is Transformers Beast Hunters. This is... Oh, not Beast Hunters.